Hello, 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 and welcome to the Coaching Corner. So good to see you all. So, as always, if you see me, turn to my left. I am going live on my IG as well at the IEP Coach LLC. If you are catching this on the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments. And, as always, share this live out with as many people as possible. I am so happy you all are here joining me every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things special education. So before we get started, let me just check to make sure my sound is good, because my sound was jacked up last time. And I need to make a call to the platform I'm using, because I've never had any trouble. Hey, Jermaine to Bless. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. You can go ahead and share this out. Let me make sure my sound is good. Let me make sure it's good. Hold up. Let me go here. Thank you so much for joining us. You can go ahead and share. All right. Sound is good. Great. Sound is good. So let's share this out. We are going to share it out and share it out. So share it out with as many people as possible. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Let me share this out. I'm sharing this out on the IG and Facebook. All right, share it out. Yes. And I pray everyone had a safe and blessed day. It is snowing where I am. Well, it's like rain now, but it was like snowing, but it wasn't sticking. So it was like, I wish I would like a good snow day. I would like it, at least one good snow day where I can just sleep in the next day. I would really appreciate that. But it seems like it's not sticking, so hey, you know how that goes. Back to work we all go. All right. So share it out. Okay, let me make sure that all went out. Hey, overwhelmed to organize _VA. And if you need VA services, make sure you follow them. Overwhelmed to organize _VA. They give great. Let me not say great. They give amazing service. All right. Let's share out. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I share this out with everyone. There we go. All right. Let me make sure we are good on our Facebook page. So I did you all know I always do a reel. You're welcome, overwhelmed to organize. You all know I always do a reel. It may be humorous, it may not, may get a quick laugh on a topic. That's just what I do. Then I like to, just, pull you guys into the conversation so you guys have an idea of what I'm gonna, talk about for the live. So I was, how when you're on Instagram, you might be looking through your friend's stories or something like that. And I came across one of my friends, what was it? It was The Awesome Show. Jamil Owens, The Awesome Show. You're going through your story. So I'm going through the story and I see a story, and it's a reel of a mom, and she's talking about, she's in her car and she's talking about an experience she's having. Sounds like, let me, see this. And what pulled me in was that she was saying like she was like just upset about something that happened at her daughter's school. And the mom said that her daughter is in an autistic support placement, and she said for the next school year that her class would no longer be in their space, in their educational space, so the classroom that they're in, and they would, hello, introvert underscore ed. She said that they wouldn't be in their in their classroom that they're in this year. They wouldn't be there again next year, and next year that they would be in a closet. And she said, and she was clear. She said, so the teachers would be teaching their autistic support students in a closet. And I was like, and I know a lot of people, first that is upsetting. That's just upsetting, period. But it made me think back. So you all know I'm from Philadelphia. So she's from Philadelphia. She's in Philadelphia, and the school is in Philadelphia. And when she said it, I was like, I can believe it. I can believe it. And this is why I can believe it. There was a time when I was in the classroom, I was teaching learning support, and I was in the Northeast. I was teaching in Northeast Philadelphia. And one particular year, I shared a space with one of my mentors. And then the next year, they moved me. And they put 3 teachers. So we all were special education teachers. We all were doing learning support. They moved all 3 of us into one classroom. So think of a regular sized classroom. They put 3 teachers in there. And we were supposed to service our students who needed learning support in that one classroom. So 3 teachers in one classroom, and we were meant to service our students in that classroom. So I was like, what is this a joke? And I understand, like, hey Demetra, hello. And it's like, I understand, it's space is an issue, but when we have children with special needs, you need to make sure you accommodate them accordingly. And it wasn't a joke. We were going to be sharing a classroom, 3 of us. No joke. So we had to split the room up into like three spaces. So my partner was in one corner of the room. I was in one corner of the room, and then the other teacher, he was in the other space of the room. We literally kind of used the bookshelves and tables to divide off our space. And like I tell people, you teach in Philly, I feel like you teach in Philly, you can teach anywhere, because you just have to deal with so much. You have to produce a pitcher of lemonade, and you're not given the materials or the ingredients to make it, but you got to produce that pitcher of lemonade every year. That's how I describe it. And literally every single day, it's me in my corner, my partner in his corner, my other partner in their corner, and we had to do that for a whole year. That did not change. We were all teaching in the same room for a whole year. You can imagine just trying to be mindful of each other's volume. You know what I mean? Trying not to talk over each other. We have students that have a learning disability, a specific learning disability. We have students who have OHI, other health impairment, and under OHI is their ADHD. Can you imagine students having to learn in that environment? And then one of my partners, he had a loud voice. That's just how he talked. That was just his voice. And it was constant, having conversations with him, like, can you please just be mindful to lower your voice? But can you imagine the kids? They had to learn in that environment. So when I saw that reel of that mom, and she said that her daughter's autistic, and she said there are 3 autistic support classrooms in that school, and they all are going to be in a closet. Oh, Demetra, wow. All of you teaching at one time. Yes. and Demetra, they had our schedules coordinated from one class at a time, but when we were on planning, there was no place to go plan. No, this is where we were. All year, this is where we were. And that's how it was for a whole year. And you do what you got to do because you're the teacher. You have no other. There's nowhere else for us to go. So we had to do that. So when I saw that reel from that mom, I immediately messaged her and was like, "Oh, what district is this? And what's the school?" And when she said Philadelphia, I was like, Lord. And that's why I said I can believe it. Hello, Mrs. Bello and kids. I hope I said that right. Thank you for joining us. I that's why I said to myself, I was like, I can believe it. I can so believe it. Just based off of as a teacher, what it was like. So I can imagine when she went to go pick her daughter up and she said her daughter's teachers looked frustrated. She asked them what was wrong. I can imagine, because I can imagine getting that news and then you got to go back to do your job. You got to try to finish teaching for that day. And you're thinking, dang, next year I'm going to be in a closet? That's really, really messed up. And then it's like, okay, well, who can you move around? Who definitely doesn't really need a office space? Like, I understand you can convert closets into office spaces. Who doesn't need a whole lot of space? Like, I can see a principal going from that route. Who doesn't need a whole lot of space? But to take an autistic support classroom, knowing they need the space. First of all, all students just need space to spread out. Hey, Bezos _ Cajos, and I apologize if I mispronounced that. Teachers and students, they need space, period, just to move about. And especially if you are instructing and servicing students with special needs, especially autistic support students, and this is elementary age, they need space. You need various spaces in your classroom for them to decompress, for them to have workstations. You definitely need the space. And for me, I'm like, well, principal, why don't you go in the closet? Why don't you work from the closet and give them your office space? Since you don't have the space in your school, why don't you give up your office and have them working there? Because you know they need the space. And the sad part is, district sees nothing wrong with that. The fact that we were teachers, they put three of us together. You don't care. But me being the IEP coach, I am a solutions driven person. I don't get on the whole soapbox and complain and just talk about the problem. I'm about solutions. So I'm going to give the creative classroom. So I'm just going to give some tips that I know of, and no, I am not a lawyer, but these are tips that I'm giving just to help if anyone's in a situation and you need help. Absolutely, Demetria, it is illegal. This is illegal. Definitely. Hello, Lamont _Academy _ELD. I am just going to give some tips of what you can do if you are not pleased with your child's education environment that they're in, their LRE, their least restrictive environment. If you are not pleased with it, I'm going to give some tips on what you can do. Okay? So definitely share this out. Share out this live. All right. So first, you want to make sure you're familiar with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, aka IDEA. This is the special education federal law that tells you how public schools are supposed to offer a free, appropriate public education in a least restrictive environment and what the environment is supposed to be like. So it outlines legal protections and entitlements for children with disabilities in the educational system, okay? And the law requires that students with disabilities receive, like I said, a free, appropriate public education in their least restrictive environment possible, okay? So first, you want to make sure you're familiar with the IDEA law, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, excuse me. You want to make sure you're familiar with that. Also, all parents of students that have IEPs, you get procedural safeguards. It's that thick document. I talked about this on, I think, my last live. I think the live before the last one. It's this thick document you get every time you have an IEP meeting. Definitely it gives you resources and services. If you have questions, definitely utilize that procedure safeguards, because that tells you everything, your rights as a parent. It gives you information to resources in your county. If you need to seek a legal support or anything like that, that's what the procedure safeguards is for. Okay, it's if you want to sue, in a nutshell, if you want to sue. Demetra said, needless to say, the lack of air quality in a closet is that, and you don't even know the health issues of those kids. On top of having autism, they may have health issues. They could have asthma. They could have this blows my mind. All right, so make sure you are familiar with the IDEA law. Make sure you utilize your procedural safeguards. Number 2, you want to communicate with school officials. Talk to the teachers, the principals at your child's school, and special education coordinator about your concerns. Any documentation or evidence that you have, definitely share that with them. Ask for an explanation of the decision. So in this case with that mom, have a meeting with the principal, with the special education coordinator, special education director. Like, have them give you some, like, why did you come to this decision? How did you come to this decision? An explanation of the decision to place a special education classroom in a closet, and request that they provide alternative placements that meet your child's needs. Okay, so communicate with the school, definitely the principal, the director of special education, or you might have a special education coordinator. Definitely meet with them, share your concerns, and request an alternative placement for your child to meet their needs. Okay, you want to file a complaint. You can definitely file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education office. If you believe that your child's placement is inappropriate or violates their legal rights, you can file a complaint with your state department's Department of Education office for civil rights. So U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. If you feel that your child's placement is not serving them, it is inappropriate, it violates their rights, you can file a complaint. Okay? You want to seek support. Connect with other parents of children with disabilities. You may connect with the other parents of the students that are in your child's classroom. So definitely they know it's not just you, and regardless if it was just you, still follow these steps. But definitely, how it strengthened numbers. Definitely, get connected with the parents of the other students, so that way they can also share this with your communities, so that way it's more eyes on this issue, it sheds more light to this issue, and more people can get involved to hold that school and that district accountable to provide an appropriate education placement for your child. So definitely seek support from the parents, advocacy organizations. They may be able to offer resources and advice on how to address your concerns and ensure that your child receives the appropriate educational services that they require. Okay. Also, one more thing, 2 more things actually. You want to make sure that you document everything. You want to make sure you document everything. So have a notebook. Definitely have a notebook. So actually, the mom who had the reel, I believe she was Awesome. Hold on, wait. Mom of Awesome Children, or Mom of Awesome Siblings on Instagram. Definitely document. Hey, you can document the date that you had that conversation with that teacher, and she told you that they were going to that the class for next year, the class will be in a closet. Document that date. Document everything you see. Document everything so you can have evidence. Keep a detailed record of communications, meetings, documents relating to your child's special education services, because that could be helpful if you need to file a complaint. They can use your they can use your documents, your evidence that you have collected. And last but not least, seek legal counsel if you need to. It's a shame. Sometimes you have to get a lawyer involved for schools to do what they're supposed to do. And that's just the honest truth. Okay? So I'm going to recap the tips that I gave. And again, this is a disclaimer. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just giving tips on what I know, information that I know of. I am not a lawyer. Okay? So, AKA parent rights. Yes, the procedural safeguards, AKA the parents' rights. Yes. Hello, everyone that's joining in. Hey, the literacy lady. So, if you are a parent and you are not pleased with your child's educational placement, hey, the awesome show. Hey, Jamil. Hello, and welcome to the Coaching Corner. So right now I'm recapping the tips that I just gave. Again, if you are just tuning in, I am discussing the reel I posted today. I believe the mom is Mom of Awesome Children or Mom of Awesome Siblings on Instagram. She shared a reel about how her daughter's in an autistic support placement class, and she said next year that class is going to be in the closet. So I'm just giving some tips here because I'm a solutions driven person. So I want to give you, if any of you are experiencing this, I want to give you tips on some things that you can do. So first, you want to educate yourself familiarize yourself with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. That's the IDEA law. It outlines legal protections and entitlements for children with disabilities. And the law requires that students with disabilities get a free, appropriate public education in their least restrictive environment. So you want to make sure you familiarize yourself with the IDEA law. You want to make sure that you look through your procedural safeguards. So every IEP meeting that you have, parents of students with special needs, you get a procedural safeguards document. It's a thick document. That's basically tells you all your rights as a parent. It gives you resources that are in your county, which you can do basically if you want to sue the district. But it also tells you all your rights, everything. Utilize that document. You want to communicate with the school officials, so communicate with the principal, the director of special education, let me see who else, the director of special education, and even include your child's teachers in that meeting to just get an explanation of how did you come to this decision, like why? Demand an explanation, and also for them to provide an alternative placement for your child that meets their needs. You are able to, if you feel that your child's placement is inappropriate, you can file a complaint with your state's Department of Education or the U.S. Department of Education Civil Rights, U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. You can file a complaint with them. So see how they can assist you with it. You can seek support with a special education advocate. There are agencies out there that advocate for parents of children with special needs, and they help you with things like this. Another thing you want to do is seek support. So get other parents of children that are in that classroom, and their power in numbers. Strength in numbers. Still power in numbers. Strength in numbers. So that way they can share out the information with their communities. You're sharing out information with your community, so you're bringing more light to more eyes on the situation. Okay, and so that way you have a community of support. And also you want to document everything. Keep detailed records of all your communication, all your meetings. When you see the classroom, you see how everything is. Sometimes they show you where the space is before the year actually starts. Hey, there's no windows. Listen, my child has health issues. They can't be in this room. You know what I mean? Those are things you need to think about. Like, why would you put somebody in a closet? There's no window. There's no air circulation. Like, I don't understand people. And then last but not least, seek legal counsel. Sometimes you have to get a lawyer for schools to do what they're supposed to do. So those are the tips. I pray that I pray that doesn't happen. I pray they're able to rectify the situation. If it's a space issue or what, I pray that school, they're able to rectify the situation and make it better. So when next year comes, those students are in a classroom that meets their needs. They have the space that they need. They have windows. They have everything that they need. This doesn't happen again. I pray that this does not happen again. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. Those of you who are new to my page, I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach, and I'm the owner of the IEP Coach LLC, where we support principals with their special education teachers and to keep them from leaving the field by providing them with the training and support and tailoring that training and support to their needs so that their teachers are more likely to stay. I am a former special education is my field. I've been in the special education for almost 20 years, and it's just what I do, is what I love. So get us in your schools. Principals, this is a lawsuit. Like I don't understand people. Like, this is a lawsuit right here. This is illegal. You can't do that. I don't get it. But you know what? If you don't want issues like this in your school, hey Ashira, walaikum assalam. Absolutely. Listen, get me in your schools, principals, so I can help your support your teachers. And also support your parents too, because we support parents as well with understanding the IEP process and the special education process. So get us in your school so we can help you, so you don't end up in court because you're not being compliant. Okay? All right, so make sure you tune in every Sunday for the month of March. We are doing our Their Voices Matter series. We did it back in January with parents of students with special needs. And for the month of March, we are focusing on special education educators and their journey to special education. So you definitely want to tune in. It's every Sunday for the month of March, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. There's been some great conversations. Like, I can't wait for the next ones coming up. So the next one is on the 19th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you join us. And as always, stay safe and stay blessed. And I will see you Sunday for the Their Voices Matter series. And then every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. Y'all have to you know I love coming on here every Tuesday and talking with you guys. I love it. You know I love Sped. That's just my thing. So why not talk about it? So if you want to connect with me, make sure you follow me. Click the link on my bio. You can follow me. You can also connect with me on all of my other platforms. Hello, darling. Hey, darling. Hey, Munira. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, Anika. Holistic Fluency. I'm sharing my link. So that way, if you want to connect, if you want us to be coming to your schools, definitely click the link that I just shared in the comments. If you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio. It will connect you to my email, our phone, our business number, and all of our other platforms. Also, there are some freebies on there. If you're a teacher, you're a principal, you're a parent, there's some freebies right there. And it will also connect you just to learn more about us. Okay? So, don't forget, tune in on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Their Voices Matter series. We are highlighting special education teachers, and that series is all about amplifying the voices of those that normally go unheard. Okay? So, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you all on Sunday. Bye. See you all.